One day, in the River City Hospital, Hibari, the spider-themed fashion designer, was sitting at her elderly uncle's bedside as he was dying. She was very close to this man her entire life, and this was way before she met Kyoko and Misako. As he's lying there asleep, Hibari was on her phone when he suddenly turns to her and says, "Hibari, I need to tell you something." She tells him, "Okay, what is it?" And he proceeds to tell her that he brutally murdered his younger sister and her best friend. Hibari was in shock, and she asks him how and why. And he explains that he got angry and he used an old farming axe from his garage. Hearing all of this completely blew Hibari's mind, because her elderly uncle was one of the kindest men she had ever knew, or so she thought. Then he told her that they never found out that it was him and that he cleaned up the blood and got rid of all the evidence. Hibari tried to act as normal as possible after hearing all of this, and she had to leave the room shortly after. She sat in the hospital hallway near his room and tried to think of what to do. She eventually went back to his room and asked him if anyone else knew about what he had done. He told her no, but he was ready to come clean. But he didn't want to do it himself. He wanted Hibari to tell everybody. Hibari got upset and told him that she couldn't and that she wouldn't. He got very emotional after she said this and began to cry. Then Hibari left his hospital room again and went home. 5 days later, while Hibari was making some custom outfits, her mother called her and told her that her elderly uncle has passed away. Hibari still hadn't told anybody, not even her customers. Months later, after Hibari met Kyoko and Misako, Hibari was helping her father and her grandfather clean out some things in her elderly uncle's garage. And behind some boxes was a very old-looking axe. It brought chills up to Hibari's spine, down to her stomach. And she told her father and her grandfather about that day. It took some convincing and some arguing, but eventually they believed her. Hibari's father went to the police with the information. It's kind of strange of how you can miss someone that you loved so much and equally hate them for what they've left you with. Hibari missed her elderly uncle, but she knew, deep down in her heart, that he was the biggest coward that she had ever knew in her life. When she got home from her warehouse, she took the axe to her house and she would look at it most nights and wonder, is this the axe my uncle used to murder his younger sister and her best friend?